All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, criminals of all ages. Yeah, we upgraded. We got criminals now.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Once again, this is the Ed Namrok podcast with my stupendous guest, Triple C, Cliff Conway, United States of America.
You know how it goes.
San Gabriel resident, Arcadia resident, Monrovia resident,
Chameleon,
Chinese
in.
resident, you name it. But San Gabriel Valley represent. Everyone knows where we're from, and we ain't afraid to represent because no one's representing the podcast scene in this
SGV.
in the SGV. You know what I'm saying? But
shout out to Valley.
Look at that! Look at them moves. But one thing that Cliff and I were kind of like rambling about back and forth was, okay, again, me and Cliff are not going to bash millennials because we're not. Cliff and I are what is considered Xennials. We are...
I think we're on the cusp.
Something like that. We're like this. Just tapping it like that. We remember what it was like to grow up without technology, but we're old enough to remember, or young enough to remember when we had to adapt to technology.
Yeah. Well, we had our Nintendos, our Segas.
Don't bring out the boxes, man. Cliff just showed me his was it the
minis,
the NES
the mini
mini
collection,
and the Super
I'm
Nintendo
a sucker
mini.
for the minis.
So I'm gonna, hey man, can I borrow it? I'll bring it back tomorrow.
Hey man, let me get those ROMs on HDMI.
Hey man, what cartridge you got, man? Hey, let me borrow your cartridge.
Now we had our tape players, we had our CD players,
VHS, VCRs, tape players.
I mean, that's technology right there, man.
Compact disc players that you couldn't move because they would skip. Remember those?
Shockwave,
anti-shock by
negative
Sony.
3 dB.
Like
you
that,
ain't gonna
like
get
that.
nothing.
So I read an article, and also through personal experience, that I wanted to share with Cliff because he can relate, because he also sees it. And you've been a working man for...
I see it in the restaurant.
20 years? Yeah, and you see it in the restaurant as well. Yeah. And I see
you saw it in the school.
I seen it in both schools.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the thing: is working at one school, I saw one generation of youngsters, and then fast forward to just recently, like a year and a half, makes a humongous difference. I didn't even. Oh my God, it's so trippy, because you would think that it would take like maybe 4 years, 5 years. No, this was like a year and a half. That's very short, because a year goes by like nothing.
Yeah.
Because I remember shit from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question is, how does this shit evolve into, I don't even want to say this without offending these millennials, but how does this shit evolve into unresourcefulness? Meaning,
like, how is it detrimental?
Lack of fucking problem solving. Simple shit.
Yeah. Well, that article you were talking about, what website was it?
Well, let me. I have to turn the mic here a little bit, and you might hear
twisty.
You might hear a little twisty, and then let me just spotlight some of the stuff that I thought was pretty fucked up.
It's saying basically that millennials, they're so wrapped up in social media, they kind of lost base with one-on-one interaction.
Right.
And that they're going on job interviews, like regular jobs that's been going on for a while, you know, like, and they're failing miserably. Like, people are saying, like, man, this person's awkward.
For example, it says that research shows young adults are comfortable putting themselves out there online, which is true. How common it is for them to have like digital relationships, but when it comes to face-to-face,
it freaks them out.
Oh God, it's so weird. And it says, but all that time glued to screens has raised a generation incapable of small talk, which is true, critical thinking, problem solving. And that's not to mention their staggering inability to cook, draft a personal budget, or change a tire.
Yeah, it's saying that they're getting so wrapped up in this like social image they're putting out there, they're kind of losing touch of the regular day-to-day.
So it says here that the blame for all these personal inadequacies lies with the internet. And a lot
they have so much control over their image there.
Yeah.
And another thing the article said was kind of funny. It was saying that they're going on interviews and they're thinking like they should instantly be like in a management level. Which is
crazy.
Inflating their ego.
Right, right.
This is just going off this article.
And then it says that technological advances have made verbal communication redundant in many parts of life. Ordering a pizza, taking part in a university class, planning a holiday, and even gym personal training can all be done via an app.
Yeah, you don't need another person because your phone's helping you get through these.
Dude, it's fucking... Okay, this is... I don't know if you've ever seen this, but it reads that young people aren't used to speaking to someone in person or on the phone, and the thought of doing so terrifies them. That's kind of scary, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And it goes on. I mean, I'll paste the link to this article because...
So much easier just texting. You know?
Yeah. But
messaging.
Time management is shocking. Their desire to have senior roles they can't possibly hope to hold down is always there, which is the cart before the fucking horse.
Yeah, I don't want to be like the old man like screaming at clouds.
I don't either because, all right, so this is where my input and Clifford's input comes in because...
I'm like, they'll figure it out.
We don't want to be Clint Eastwood and Gran Torino. We don't.
Get off my lawn, you son of a bitch.
I killed 1,000 of you gooks in the Korean War. It's like, all right, we don't want to be those guys. And what we want to do is offer our personal advice so you can, I guess, take it with a grain of salt and pick out whatever you want to listen to. Because one thing I learned about these millennials is you can't tell them what to do. You just can't. You can't tell them what to do. You can only recommend. You can only suggest. You can only, I guess, consult and counsel. You can't tell them, hey, this happened to me before. Don't do it. Because I guarantee you this is going to happen.
They might think they know better. Or...
Yeah, so what do they end up doing? They do it anyway. So I'll give you an example, and I'll use Cliff. Cliff not only is a talented music producer and musician, but he has been in the service industry for 15 years?
It's longer, dude.
Really?
Yeah. I started working at Domenico's and McDonald's in like fucking 2000.
Okay, so let's break that.
I was like 15 when I started working in fast food.
I think I just said something that might go over their heads, though. I said service industry.
I'm gonna serve you up some baked rigatoni, you little bitch.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch. So, service industry deals with anything that has, I guess, hospitality.
Yeah.
Hospitality, food, restaurant.
Happy endings.
All that, like this.
Down on Valley.
With two hands like
this
that.
Is a bridal
shake
shop.
Weight, bro. The bridal shower. Make sure Bob Kraft isn't in there. So
owner of the Patriots, shout out 6 rings.
That's right. 6, Tom bro. Brady. I see. So
Shady Brady.
You must be asking, what does Clifford do? Oh, he's just an order taker. No. Clifford's job.
He's a suggestive seller, motherfucker.
That's exactly what it is.
He gonna sell you that calamari.
You want that ranch, that extra ranch.
And
you want the blue cheese that comes with the wings.
Motherfucker.
Bitch, take that shit. You want a fork? You want a fork?
That's 25 cents, bitch.
Motherfucker. So, I mean, he doesn't come up. Imagine if he came up to patrons like that. What up, bitch? Like Ed DeBevick.
Excuse me, sir. There's a 5-cent spoon fee. Are you willing to pay it? Otherwise, you're going to use your hands to shovel up the brownie sundae.
Oh, that sounds delicious. So, Now, here's the thing. Okay, you have been in the service industry for a long time. Do you notice a pattern in young workers in the service industry? Like, do you notice that they lack a certain thing that you would have picked up normally?
Yeah,
like,
maybe
at
but
their age.
I feel like they can still learn it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
maybe
I'm not losing all
they
hope
might
in
have
them.
a little bit of like a backstep, as if they're kind of like.
What do you think is holding them back, though? Is it the internet?
This article says it is, but I wouldn't have said that on my own, and I don't really know if I don't know what it is. It maybe just we're getting older, so
Here's the
it's
thing.
kind of like they ain't like us, but I can't really say, dude.
But at the same time, we know exactly how to help them because we have been in those shoes before. Because we're not too unfamiliar with what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Because
We were in those
we had
entry levels.
Yeah, we had the
Yeah, this article is saying they don't want to do entry level. They want to get manager right away.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like,
and for them to blame the internet is complete bullshit because we come from the MySpace era.
yeah.
And the early
Shout out to Tom. That was my fucking guy.
He was always my friend and on my top six.
He's
or top
always
8.
looking at back and
Always like
smiling
that.
at that extra pig like this.
With the whiteboard in the background. But we don't have it's like we don't have no fucking clue. We know exactly what validation is. And for crying out loud, he still plays in a music group. I played in a music group. I played in a music group for so long. I still do shit. We know what it is about. We know what it's like to seek validation from complete strangers.
And from peers.
Exactly. So for you millennials to say that us older dudes, us 90s guys, don't understand shit is complete and utter bullshit. We know exactly what you guys are going through. And
that's ageism.
Yeah, well,
I haven't really seen it too much though, dude. Honestly,
what?
Like ageism or like
someone
saying
I see it.
I feel like the millennials are pretty chill.
They're too chill, in my opinion.
They're kind of too chill.
They're too chill. They have no sense of urgency, which bothers me because even if they have children, like an infant child, there's still no sense of urgency. Mm-hmm. And they can have it at 19. They can have a child at 20, 21. It's
like that hippie mentality.
20, yes. It's like, your baby just shit all over themselves. Go change the diaper.
Who gonna wipe it?
But, it's, I've seen that particular type of, I guess you could call it ageism, way back. I started seeing that in 2014, when, for example, in 2014, I started seeing a lot of young dads in the industry I was working in, and they straight up, dude, check this out. They would just take off. They would live like in, I don't know, like in a rural area, like in Whittier, and say, oh, okay, I have a studio session. I'll be gone for 3 days. Can you take care of my child?
Really?
Yeah, they'll be
Holy
gone
crap.
for 5 days on a studio session. Okay.
They should have like an Uber app for like babysitting your kid. Like, freaking, I call it Goober.
This is the
it's like,
kid.
I'm gonna pay $50 right now. You're gonna watch my kid all day. It's like some guy named fucking Nahib. It's like, what the fuck? You're gonna watch my kid? He got 5 stars. He's cool.
Musin. Maumad. So
I trust him with little Billy.
And to not have it surveilled at the same time, it's like, okay, well,
from behind the back.
From behind the back, the Tito's.
Tito Puente banging more than his timbales.
Like that shit.
Clink, clink, clink.
So, my point is that you need to really kind of strategize for the goals that you're trying to aspire, especially in our industry, which you already know. A lot of people,
they're not going to order dessert.
Exactly. And they're not going to want that extra charge on the fork. They're just going to get up and leave and go on a fucking tour for like a month and leave their child behind.
And they're going to leave you a 20-cent tip.
And this is the part where Clifford takes the Tito shot.
Yeah.
Why do you need a chaser? Is that water?
Why do I need a chaser?
He's like, no, that's vodka chaser.
Because I'm a bitch. No homo.
All the homo. Oh, by the way, shout out to all my homos. Pride Week. For sure. Love you guys. You guys have been nothing but good to me. I've been good to you. I think we should have sex with each other while drinking Tito's.
We'll edit that out.
But point being, if
fuck
you're
a prejudiced motherfucker.
Yeah, know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, this podcast is going to prove that I'm racist against white people because apparently that's been the hot thing on my comment section.
Wait, people are like, oh, you're racist against white.
One guy, I'm not going to point him out, but because he's going to watch this and talk shit anyway.
Really?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. Sometimes I can't tell when he's being serious, but then again, I do know him, and I know he's like that.
It reminds me of Tom McDonald.
Yeah,
Have you heard of him?
yeah. But he's Salvadorian.
Okay.
Yeah, served in the Marine Corps, love him for it, all that.
What's his name? Oh, wait.
Jonathan, that's all I got to say.
All right,
everyone knows him, but I love the guy.
It's all good. We respect everybody's opinion.
Yeah, that too, and he knows I'm very thick-skinned, and I don't fucking roll over and fucking start crying about it. But I want to have him on the podcast just to see what he'd say, because I like that outrageousness of people. I do, especially if he's got some really really interesting facts, but as all of you know, I lean mostly left in the political spectrum, but I'm a political orphan because I don't really like either side. I don't, and I guess you can say we're, what do they call it? Independents.
We're kind of middle.
Yeah, I hate using the word centrist, and it's because there's no true centrism anymore because you have to lean one side.
And some people hate centrism.
Yeah, because they're like, you gotta choose a side.
No, motherfucker, I gotta smoke this blunt.
No, I'm saying, bitch. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. For a lot of you that feel like no one understands you, no one thinks that they know what you're going through.
There's always someone who does. Man,
and we've experienced it plenty of fucking times. Don't be afraid to fucking say something, and don't be so goddamn awkward is my thing. It's so fucking, man, it kills me. Because, it's like, dude, like, for example, a lot of the young girls now, the way they greet me, it's like, I'm like, hey, how's it going? They're like, hi. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, say hi, how you doing? Shake my hand.
Times are changing,
I don't expect a hug. I don't expect any of that shit. Like, I don't know what they expect nowadays.
Times are changing.
They expect probably, what's your Snapchat?
Yeah,
that type of shit.
They can interact better on the phone.
It's so fucking weird.
In the apps than like the social media than freaking real life.
Like I was working the track meets at my old alma mater, and I was at least
Montebello, right?
No, at Sure High School.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I was enthused to see that at least the girls there were very animated. They were very talkative. They weren't shy at all. So it kind of gave me a sense of hope. But then, quite the contrary, I would meet the other girls. I'm like, what the fuck? Some Jeffrey Dahmer shit, you know? Like, fuck.
Think I'm gonna freaking tie you up to the bed.
Do you talk? Did someone, slice your tongue out? Whatever. But nonetheless, and also, Cliff is also a stepfather, and he knows what it's like to have those challenges. I know there's a lot of dads and stepdads out there that deal with the same shit with their stepkids, but because you treat them like your own, the challenges of at least having a teenager in that gray area of being a millennial. And they're not even millennials no more. They're called Generation Y.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll constantly bring it up to Michaela. I'm like, why are you on your phone? We're at dinner. Like, put it away. No, or I'll be like, why do you have like your headphones in? We're grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, I just, I want to listen to this song. And I'm like, there's a time and a place. I'm like, we're at the grocery store. Like, we're picking groceries.
Now, think about it. That's her and probably like half of all, 15, 16-year-olds?
Yeah, I try to be lighthearted. I don't try to make her feel like super bad about it.
No, but I'll just
give her, like,
20
little,
and 21-year-olds.
Little comments here and there.
It's like, but What do you think it is? You think it's some
It's
type of
it's kind of addictive. The whole social media thing. And interacting with your friends,
Yeah.
it's addictive, you know. We do it too.
well, of course. I mean, but when it's, I guess you could call it a more social or socially engaging like setting, like a supermarket. Unless you're in a shit mood, why have your headphones on? Unless you're talking on the phone. That's what I say.
Exactly.
Because
It's like an instant, like, I'm not listening to you.
I do that. I used to do that when I took the bus.
Yeah, well,
But-
it's different.
But even then, you can tell when someone's trying to get your attention or trying to speak to you. Then you take them off and actually engage with them.
Yeah, I just try to bring it up that, like, I just want her to think about it. Like, oh, maybe it's kind of rude if I'm eating and putting headphones in, you know?
Yeah, but why?
Just-
That's so. Yeah, I agree with you. Because,
But, like, she does it on her own, too. But I just try to emphasize it, like, hey, like, be more social. Like,
Yeah.
put it down more with her friends and family.
yeah, that is
At least
so
I bring it
weird.
up, you know?
Yeah, but I see that a lot. Like I remember being at Buffalo Wild Wings during football season. Crowd is like, Sundays at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's football season.
Yeah, the Steelers are on the 5-yard line.
And,
Third and
oh my
16.
God, James Conner fumbled the ball. And
Ben Roethlisberger raped a girl.
in the stands during a TV timeout. And
Didn't even get a fine.
yeah, all he got was a slap on the wrist and
All he got was an Access Hollywood report.
and a TMZ
Harvey Levin. Did you hear about Ben Roethlisberger? Hey, Harvey, you said his name wrong. You don't even know the guy. No, apparently.
But perfect example is we're there at B-Dubs and there's a kid in the corner with his parents who are all decked out. I think they were Philadelphia Eagle fans. And the kid's just on his phone with his headphones on.
Subway Surfer.
Not interested. And I'm like, okay, if you're not into football, why even go? Are you just going just because you're eating food and it's free? Or your parents
It's
forcefully
made
took
of-
you to go because it's something to engage in.
It's like the parents are wilding out and the kids all like,
Yeah, it's so fucking weird, man. And I don't know. This is just me because I come from, a sports background. Why would you have headphones if, for example, I've seen people at live football games with fucking headphones on.
Yeah.
And they're not listening to fucking Brian Gumble.
Play-by-play.
Yeah.
The play-by-play.
They're listening to,
Like,
I don't know, fucking Lil Nas X and fucking
they're listening to some trap
or
shit.
Post Malone and fucking Lil Pump. But dude,
It's like you're at a football game, enjoy like what you're seeing.
Yes.
Athletics. Like
or for example, when all you little fucking mocosos, dude, you guys go to concerts and Snapchat the entire fucking set.
Pinche groseros.
I'm like, estúpido. Like, why do they do that?
Yeah. It's
I
like-
can understand you take a picture, a
Or you
couple
take
clips,
a freaking 2-minute video for your YouTube.
a 2-minute fucking video, man.
Not the freaking hour 15 set list.
It's like fucking you type in Vigester concert full DVD.
It's like Cliff fucks up at minute 53, drops a stick, smiles, plays
And
it
they
off.
have the actual timestamps in the comment section.
Oh my
Cliff
God, he
dropped sticks
dropped a
at
stick.
4:55.
Dude sucks.
Number 10.
Buddy Rich
Clifford
never
fucks
dropped
up
the
during the set.
stick.
Fucking then you end up on Loudwire's
It's like,
loud
dude
list.
goes for the stick flip, flies out, hits his grandma in the face.
And then they zoom in like that. And then you see the grandma.
Didn't even have a backup stick. Goes for the grab, nothing there.
And there's security in the corner.
One-handed playing. Rest of the song. Plays it off. Crowd don't know.
Ordering on Amazon on his right hand with his phone.
Jack in the Box, ultimate cheeseburger. Be there in 30. I'll be done.
Munchie box.
$1.50 tip.
So, in conclusion, just reach out to people like us. We're weird as fuck. Who gives a shit? But we know what you're going through, and don't let it fool you. I mean, just because we act silly and we have a different social media presence than most, I'm talking about our generation.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't reach out to us. Like, I didn't even know that a lot of these new youngsters are not joining Facebook because they think it's an old people's
Yeah,
social
I've been
media
hearing
site.
that for like 5 years.
And I'm like, what, dude? I'm like,
I feel like there's more people still on Facebook than the other ones.
in all retrospect, it's like, it doesn't matter about, I don't know why there's social status for that shit. It's like, dude, you should, networking, they don't understand the concept of that. They don't. It's like you're supposed to meet someone
Yeah, I
to
was
hopefully
listening
build
to,
an opportunity and seize it.
there's this kind of like conspiracy channel I follow, Freeman TV.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like earlier today, I was listening to like his latest episode of his podcast or his interview show. He was saying that like, even though there's 7 million people on the planet, so they say, that's the official census, you know?
That's a lot of people.
He's saying that maybe only 1 billion are on social media.
Wow.
Do you think that's what he said in an episode today? And like kind of made me like, damn, I thought there would be more.
Probably.
So he's saying 6/7 aren't because they're probably old or kids or babies.
that, or they come from, third world
Do
countries
you think
that
that
don't
sounds
have
right?
that.
1/7?
I don't. It doesn't sound too
Because he was saying
off.
like society pressures you to be on social media.
that, and
If you're not, you're kind of like, you're not there. Like,
I'm pretty sure now with the whole fake account crackdowns, I'm sure it's gone down
yeah, there's a
dramatically.
lot of fake accounts. And I
Too
know that
many.
inflates the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
To be like, oh, there's freaking 19 billion on Facebook.
It's like it's not even 19 billion people.
Exactly.
But like, it's basically saying like, oh, if social media was its own country, this is the count it would be. But it sounds about right, because if you
like
take
a
the
seventh?
legitimate accounts that are active of people who are still living and are still active on those accounts, then yeah, it wouldn't be no more than 1 billion.
Yeah,
I
you
would
think?
assume. Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know why
two,
they inflate the number, but
It seems like that everybody's there, but like there's a lot of people that can't even function or think about the technology. You know?
right.
So that's a big part of the
Just
the
like,
population, like babies and elder.
Yeah, just
Elders.
like, we'll segue into this subject because we wanted to bring it up too. When it comes to music streams, how many people actually? There's legitimate streams, but those streams, I've heard another conspiracy, and I don't think this is too off, where they have a wall of phones and apps, and they just repeat the entire album like 24/7.
Oh, like because they're trying to promote the band or the artist.
That, and just to up the actual count.
Yeah,
Because
there's
of course
people that do that.
Yeah,
Like I've heard people say like, "Oh, do that for your band or your friend's band," but I'm like, that's stupid. I don't want to fucking inflate like my band's numbers.
yeah,
And like look at views. I want it authentic.
yeah,
I don't want to see like, oh, we got 3,000 views because I watched it 2,000 times. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's so
That's
so
stupid. I value the actual like legit numbers. You know?
like if you were going to do it on YouTube, for example, you were supposed to create a playlist with all that shit, or save the actual playlist that's already that's in existence, and then hit the little repeat button on there, and all it does is plays all.
If
the
you do
videos
that too
over
many
and
times,
over.
did you know that YouTube kind of? Well, this is like from a few years ago. They like penalize you.
What?
Yeah, like if you keep refreshing your own video,
Yeah.
it like freezes the account and like you don't get a view update for like a week. It happened to us before.
Wow. So you guys tried it.
Yeah, we hired a hobo on the street. His name was Crazy Larry.
He said since
Man, I'll refresh your video 6 man time, motherfucker.
clips like since the homeless population in LA is up to 60,000, we took advantage of 30,000 people. We
You can
paid
start an
them
army with them.
pretty much, yeah.
Shout outs to the freaking where the 2 freeways ends, the Alvarado exit.
Oh God.
Right there in the underpass, you got yourself a community, bro.
No, it's over. The other one is I don't know if you've been to I think it's what's the stupid fucking Oakwood and I forgot I think it's Vermont. There you go. Oakwood and Vermont.
It's like
There's like a Muay Thai and a Denny's right in the corner, and all the blue cars, the community cars that you rent, they're right there, and there's a Shell gas station. You go into that before you hit the Silver Lake exit, and there's like a bunch of people, and apparently they found more dead people on that fucking off-ramp, on that on-ramp, than they have in any other.
No way.
Yeah, dude. And I used to take that route every day coming home. But
every time they get me, dude, when they ask for change, they give it to them every time.
And there's always the same dude, that has the 2 little dogs.
Really?
And a little cardboard. And
you know him and shit.
Yeah, and I'm like,
that's Terrence.
I'm like, I don't even know his name. I think his name is Rex.
His name's Rex, but man, he's making 6 figures a year.
He pays no taxes. But speaking of,
every time they knock on that glass, I give him that ass.
Wow, you hear that shit?
That made no sense.
Literally,
he just
he put the butt cheeks on the fucking window. But
and when I say that ass, metaphorically 75 cents.
Like this. But speaking of streaming, the end of iTunes is here now, ladies and gentlemen.
He just became an adult, 18 years old.
Man. Okay,
he said, "Oh man." He's sad.
Well, let's take it back a little bit, and
take it back, y'all. Take it back, y'all.
Come on.
Exactly.
Take it back to where we didn't have this to begin with. We had, I think at the time we had Napster, we had LimeWire. We had Kazaa.
Jinx. We said at the same time.
We had Audio Galaxy, which I discovered later. And that was legit. Audio Galaxy.
Really? I don't know that one.
Audio Galaxy was legit.
I was a big LimeWire and Kazaa guy.
Yeah, if you fucking downloaded LimeWire, you gave your computer AIDS.
Let's just say I listened to every Slayer song.
Wow.
I was like, damn, Slayer is the shit.
If you downloaded like a rarity and want to be like some other cover band or someone that was relevant, you're like, wait a minute, this isn't Limp Bizkit.
I hated when you download, you're like, yeah, the new Corn Jam, gay porn. Oh yeah, you're like, what the fuck is this? You remember that shit? It's all you download the fucking new System of Down. You open it up, it's 2 guys freaking ramming. You're like, oh shit, LimeWire got me again.
I remember the first pirated album that I bought, that I downloaded from LimeWire was the Toxicity album.
Oh my god, classic.
Yeah. But here's the thing is, when I would download them, it would not stop me from actually buying the CD.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear it.
If I really liked the band, I would freaking purchase the CD.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The Warehouse, you know?
The Warehouse or Music Plus.
Yeah.
Sam Goody.
Dude,
Tower
funny
Records.
story. I got a job at the Warehouse.
Oh, wow.
And like the freaking thing about it, the interview, it asked you questions like, who was the greatest freaking singer of the 80s and shit like that.
And you're like, Rick Astley.
No, I said Lionel Richie. No, but like they asked you a question like that. I was like, what the fuck?
Really?
I answered, yeah, it was asking you questions about actual music.
Yeah.
I turned it in. I freaking got a call from Dahlia's Pizza that same day because my mom got mad at me. Got in trouble. Like I got pulled over by the police and shit. Like ticket came in the mail. She was like, what the hell? I was like, I'm getting a job today. It was like, I had a job that day at Dahlia's Pizza.
Yeah.
This was in like 2002 or 2001. No, I would say 2002.
Okay.
I freaking got a job that day and I was like, bam, I got a job. I like paperwork for it. And freaking my mom was like, all right. She couldn't say shit because she was like, how you going to pay for this ticket? And then like 2 days later, I get a letter in the mail saying, Warehouse, you got the job. They freaking like mailed it to me.
Oh wow.
And like I had already started at Dahlia's Pizza like my 3rd day, and I was delivering pizza and getting tips. I'm all, fuck you, Warehouse, bitch.
But do you have?
I ain't trying to get no discount on CDs.
But do you have the BMG discount? Was it BMG
you
or
can get 15 albums a year for $10.
what was it?
That's 65 cents an album.
What was it? BMG in Columbia House?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was Columbia House.
Every time we would get that in the mail, I would like
One
circle like
penny.
15 albums. Mom, I want these. She would buy me one Batman soundtrack.
Oh wow, I had the Batman and Robin soundtrack.
Yeah.
That was probably the best one I bought out of those
Really?
those
Offspring.
little.
Shake it up.
No, was it Offspring?
They're on that.
No, not on that one. I know
Oh,
what
really?
you're talking about. And then the I Know What You Did Last Summer soundtrack
Yeah.
with Korn's Pride.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was dope too.
Shout out to Corn.
Yeah. So fuck, man. I mean, apparently what's going to happen now is iTunes is going to disappear, but the music is still going to be able to be purchased.
They're really emphasizing
the
the
apps.
Apple Music.
Yeah, and I mean, this podcast that I do is on Apple Podcasts, which is its own app.
Basically, you're still going to be able to download iTunes and
Yeah.
handle your music, but like if you get a new iPhone, the next one, it's not going to have the iTunes app. It's going to have separate apps. I guess there's going to be one for podcasts,
Yeah.
one for music, and one for something else. It's not going to say iTunes.
For TV.
But like if
Yeah.
you really want to, you can download iTunes online. It's not like closing forever.
Oh.
But like it's the end of an era. Like Apple themselves, they're not promoting it. So
So
they want you to
weird.
get Apple Music.
Okay. So that's the thing is the iTunes store is going to disappear then.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think they're gonna add new artists to it.
Oh.
But I think you might still be able to access it and download the stuff that was there before.
Well, I mean, in all retrospect, I mean, streaming has pretty much taken over.
Yeah.
I mean, the on-demand.
it's so cheap too.
Yeah, the on-demand is just ridiculous because you can pretty much, fucking stream anything on those platforms. But here's the thing: is I still think YouTube has a wider selection of music.
Yeah. YouTube has
You
the
can
most
find
views.
anything.
It has the most views.
Yeah,
But it's almost like they pay way less than Apple Music
Yeah.
and freaking Spotify.
like I found rare albums on YouTube and YouTube Music, of course, because they don't have them on the other platforms. Like I don't know if you remember the band Snot.
Yeah, of course.
So when Lynn
Straight.
yeah, when Lynn
He
passed
died
away,
in freaking 2000 or 99.
99, yeah, right before
Dude, Snot was the shit.
they could have been something humongous. Dude.
Exactly. Their freaking debut album was like
Gets 'em?
It still
Yeah.
gets you pumped.
I still listen to it at least once a week. But
Remember the Seven Dust tribute? Oh my god.
no, so that one, the Straight Up album
Yeah.
with all the special guests on it,
Shannon Larkin.
dude, the fucking man. So that album you can't find on any platform.
Really?
No, either you bought the CD when it came out, or
I
you
have
can't.
it. Let's find it right now.
Oh, it was
Treasure hidden
it
in the
was-
CD collection.
It was that one I couldn't find. I couldn't find that one, and I couldn't find Head PE's Broke explicit. It was the clean versions everywhere I looked until I found it on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, I need me some profanity.
I mean, sis,
I need me some motherfucker. I need me some shit. I need me some pussy.
I need me some fuck you, bitch.
Bitch. Like that. But I don't know. I don't know what to make of this whole evolution of apps. Maybe it's for the better. Maybe you should be.
I think it's kind of worse for the artists because now they're making less. Dude,
I don't even know how that's gonna work.
With Vigester, like our main seller was iTunes.
Yeah,
Full
it was.
disclosure.
Yeah.
We freaking sold over 100 albums on it, and like Bandcamp is the alternative.
Yeah.
We didn't do that great on it. I think we sold like freaking one album on Bandcamp. But now that iTunes is closing, like sites
Wow,
like
one
Bandcamp
album. Yeah.
is gonna be like the alternative.
Wow.
And now, but most of these new people listening to music, the music fans, they're like, oh, the streaming services will pay them. But it's like, dude, it's so much smaller than
yeah.
iTunes. It's like you gotta get millions and millions of plays to even get like $10,000.
Wow,
and like
man,
divide that
that's
by
so
a
crazy.
band. That's
so
imagine if you're a
crazy.
3-piece. you get freaking 5 million views.
And that's if you don't want to like give full, I guess, power of attorney to one deciding
Remember?
party in the band. Like for example, if it's like 100% split 3 ways or 50% split 3 ways, whatever. There's always got to be one person that's going to have a little bit more to make that executive decision in the event of something.
Yeah, but ideally you
wrong.
want everybody like agreeing.
Yeah, of course.
Like in democracy.
But now it's like, what point? There's no point because you don't really make that much money in streaming.
Exactly. Unless you're like a freaking.
For those wondering, you never really made money in album sales in general.
No, you did back in the day.
Well, when it was like.
But now streaming, it's like literally like a fifth. Like streaming is like
so
a
fucked up.
Like less than a fifth, maybe like a seventh of what they used to make in the 90s on CD sales.
Yeah, it was.
It's a whole different game. Like now, it's like you're doing it for the love of music.
Yeah,
because it's so minor.
But then again,
there's people that make it big.
You should be doing that in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. To someone like you and I, that we don't give a fuck because like we're always like doing it for the passion of it. Like, it's not like, oh, it affects us. Oh, now you're getting a seventh pay. Well, we weren't getting it before because we're still like passionate about music and we're doing it for the art of it.
Like I'll give you the biggest example, and they're still living proof to this day. My buddy's band, Steel Rod.
Yeah.
They have been around for almost 20 to 23 years,
really?
Give or take. Yeah, they've been around.
They throw it down at these local clubs.
Yeah, but they started off as
they got fans.
An original band. They kind of knew like, okay, well, we're not going to make money right away off our original stuff. Let's play covers to keep playing, keep our chops up, make some money, learn all these songs, and then work on our original material. But guess what wound up happening? They saw themselves making more money playing covers.
Because they got a lot of fans.
Yeah, so it's like...
Yeah, I've seen them play. There's like freaking like 50 people like that came just to see them.
They're I mean, I'm loyal. I've been loyal to them since 2005.
You're homies with them.
Yeah,
I gotta take a piss, dude.
Go for it, dude. Oh, we got first piss break. Yeah. So I'm gonna ramble while Cliffs goes and does a pee-pee. This is kind of like the Joe Rogan podcast when they get up and piss. But nonetheless, I feel like if you're gonna be doing music, for example, the monetary thing should not cross your mind. Simply because there's really no money in music unless you really, really have some type of not only private investment, but some type of financial strategy. And it involves branding yourself. And don't think that it's easy, because it's not. And that's a whole different ballgame, because at that point you're creating your own entity, your own brand. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. So what do you have to do when you're creating your own brand? You have to market the shit out of it. And if that goes over your head with market, that means you have to promote the fuck out of it. And if that goes over your head too, then you have to learn that not everything is done on a digital display. You have to be able to adapt to different types of networking. I mean, the internet is just one source, but if you can't give an interview face to face, you can't get in front of the camera like I am now and actually promote your brand, then it's very difficult for people to even do anything with it. So I'll use them for example too. They play in a band called Vigester, and they've been around for
10 years.
10 years plus. And you don't sell tickets to a show, for example, strictly on a mobile app, on Instagram, on Snapchat. It's a resource for you to actually promote your performance, but guess what? You eventually have to collect money for those tickets.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Unless you have regardless, if you have the Snap Cash app or whatever enabled and they actually send you the money, you still have to give them the tickets in person, no matter what. Unless you have some weird shit figured out on a mobile app, then that's different. But regardless, you're going to have to meet and greet these people in person, because if you're one of those artists or bands that doesn't give a shit about your fans or the people that come to your shows, you shouldn't be performing in the first place, in my opinion. So
it's like the fake it till you make it attitude.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like I'm lucky to know a lot of artists now, like especially like you guys and some of the people that I met at work.
Yeah, you know a lot of
that
people
are doing it for the right reason. It's because they love to do it, and
it's the only way. Because if you don't do it because you love it, because you get like an early dose of like fame or notoriety, you'll burn out quick.
But even you take for example the people that are famous in their respective genres, and even in their humble beginnings, they never stopped networking. They never stopped talking to people. They never stopped showing face. They never stopped promoting their brand, because that's exactly what they were doing. And which brings me to the whole streaming idea that has come to full fucking fruition. If you want to get streams off your release, how do you do it? How the fuck do you do it?
Promotion.
Yeah. That's all you do is promote the fuck out of it. But
yeah.
That's all you can do.
Pull shenanigans, or you can do it legit, be like a regular guy.
Yeah, that's all you can do. That's all you should do. Then start the meet and greet, because I think the meet and greet part is just so underlooked. Nobody wants to talk to people anymore.
Really? Well,
yeah, it's so weird. Like,
no, because I think some bands have that old school mentality about before social media.
Yeah,
they're untouchable.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's like the movie The Rocker. Have you ever seen that movie The Rocker with
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
It's like, okay,
that's a good movie.
It's a mockery. It's a great example, but you don't want to be that guy in a modern music world thinking like you need all fucking yellow, all the bags of M&Ms fucking segregated. Blue M&Ms, like yellow, all that shit. Yeah, that's so stupid. But anyway, take it with a grain of salt. Pick and choose what you actually want to take from it.
Hey, you know DJ Paul?
DJ Paul, who's that? 3 6 Mafia. Oh, yeah.
He said, like, purposely he used to do that Eminem shit to be a joke.
No.
Yeah. I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
That is fucking something.
He's like, man, I try to test my strength out in that. He's like, it was just a joke, but I want to see if they do it.
And they did it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'd be flexing with M&Ms. You know what I'm saying?
And I ain't talking about the white rap.
I remember Korn would always have chips, M&Ms, and Sprite.
Yeah.
In every single
dressing room. Oh, my gosh.
Really?
I joke.
No, that's not. They be hitting the Pookie, man. Back when Head was checking himself into his own little rehab in the hotel room.
Early 90s for sure. John D was on that shit.
No, guaranteed. Because did you see his pictures when he was younger? He looked like a Santa Monica, Las Palmas fucking tweaker,
Hobo.
Dude. Yeah. And it's like, I looked at him, I'm like, oh my God, you're playing a band. But that's our thing that we want to reminisce about. But the other thing I wanted to spotlight too is Cliff has been working with a Spanish rapper named, what was his name? Innocent Mind. And sounds good. I like it.
Yeah. He's from Compton.
He's from the CPT.
And he's also El Salvadorian.
Yeah. So, little Latin flavor, but not in the Pitbull type of way, which is great.
Stay tuned, because I think he said he wanted to do an episode really soon.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to have him on. We're going to talk about, hopefully, is there a release date for all this shit or no?
Yeah, probably I would say 2 months.
Okay. So we'll probably have him before that. but we'll talk about.
I'm trying new things. Like, it's a Spanish rap album, but like I know a lot of people could probably relate. You know, so
No, of course. I mean, as soon as I heard it, I was like, okay, this guy has good.
It's a
good
positive
bars.
message. You know.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that, and then we'll talk more shit when we have them on. But yeah, we hit the hour. But thanks for doing it again. I think Cliff had like 4 shots where we were recording.
Yeah, 4 times 4
4 times 4, 16.
divided by 7.
Carry the
Subtract the 2.
And carry the 1.
Now you got yourself an equation.
But hey, thanks for tuning in. See you guys soon. Peace.